This news program is proudly brought to you by Paradise Foods, celebrating 90 years in PNG.
Petroleum and energy sector launch national content policy. Governor Pariwa condemns Madang town chaos. And Wawaria launches 5-year development plan. Good evening, you're watching National Emtv News. I'm Grace Papiali. Thank you for joining us. Madang Governor Ramsey Pariwa has condemned the recent killing in the province, where 2 different killings have taken place. One being a police officer killed in Transgogol area, while another killing involving a young man from Bogia who was murdered by thugs right in the heart of Madang town. The police officer was identified as late First Constable Peter Tolpare, sparked an unrest that saw angry mobs loot the shops and vandalize government offices.
Pariwa said as the governor, he will ensure those involved in the killing of the officer and the young man from Bogia be brought to justice.
As the governor of Madang, I take full responsibility of the situation for and on behalf of the people of Madang and undertake to utilize all the mercenaries of the government of Madang to bring to justice all the perpetrators involved in the killing and ensure that such incident never happen again in the future.
He said the looting of shops and the attack on the provincial government by opportunists was uncalled for.
The governor's office and the provincial assembly are the highest office of power and authority for the people of Madang. And the damage done to those offices is an insult to the people of Madang.
A mobile squad from Leh has been deployed to the province upon the governor's request and will assist to bring all those involved in the killing and destruction of public and private property to be brought to justice.
I will take all necessary steps, appropriate and drastic steps to ensure such disrespectful act will never be repeated to the people of Madang in the future.
Tamara Agavi, National Emtv News.
Meanwhile, the attack on business houses and vandalizing of the Madang provincial government building by settlers following the death of a police officer in Madang has prompted the Madang Provincial Executive Council to take drastic measures to curb law and order problems in Madang town. Madang Governor Ramsey Pariwa said one of the measures is to evict settlers in newly created settlements in Madang town.
Governor Pariwa warned that the office of the governor is the highest office in the province and the attack on it is an insult to the people of Madang.
I also put on notice the vagrants and squatters of Madang that for and on behalf of the people of Madang, the Provincial Executive Council has authorized for the government of Madang Province to remove you and send you back to your own places of origin.
Pariwa said that people of Madang have suffered enough at the hands of settlers and this must not continue under his watch. He said the recent attack on his office by the settlers has warranted their own eviction.
You have the choice to start relocating yourself, or you wait for the eviction proper, which will start very soon. To the vagrants and squatters involved in the destruction to the Madang Provincial Assembly, be reminded that your actions so far have endorsed your eviction notice.
Pariwa further stated that these settlements with 3 to 4 generations living in there will be approached differently from those popping up recently. He said they will look at bringing back community policing through appointing peace officers in those long-existing settlements, while those recently established settlements on state land will be evicted forthwith. Tamara Agavi, National Emtv News.
Wawaria District in Morobe Province has launched its 5-year development plan 2022 to 2027, making it the 3rd district in Morobe to do so. The launching was done by Prime Minister James Marape and Wawaria MP Mash Narewek.
The launching also saw the signing of 7 MOUs with development partners and government agencies to help develop the new district. This took place between Wawaria District and the National Youth Development Authority, Australian Embassy, Voice Inc., CIMC, Open Government Partnership, Registry of Cooperative Society and Sustainable Alluvial Mining Services, and Women's Microbank, among others. The 5-year development plan was done after a week-long consultation meeting that was held with all stakeholders, NGOs, government departments and the general public from Wawaria who have given their views and contributed to the development plans of the district. The plan will cost over 600 million kina to achieve development aspirations of the district. Prime Minister James Marape said the plan is important to show the way forward for the district's development. He said for the next 5 years, the minimum budget ceiling planned for each district is 100 million kina. Marape said districts must prioritize their development plans and make sure much-needed services are delivered. He said the government is aiming to grow the economy, and once this is done, there will be sufficient money to develop the country. Wawaria MP Marsh Narawek said all development plans for the district was done after a survey was conducted and followed by a district development forum. Narawek said in the plan they are aiming to create 5 new jobs for every project, and by the end of 2027, they are planning to create 5,000 new jobs in the district. He thanked the Marape Rosso government for their support to the district and pledged to work well with them to deliver to his people. Natasha Voy National, MTV News.
The PNG Humanitarian Program, previously known as the Refugee Settlement Arrangement, will be investigated, as per advised by Deputy Prime Minister John Rosso. Rosso, who is also responsible for the immigration and border security portfolios, made the statement after a whistleblower's alleged abuse of Australian taxpayers' money earmarked for the upkeep of refugees in PNG under the program. The Deputy Prime Minister said he received the document from the whistleblower on the 10th of October 2023 and wrote to the Chief Migration Officer, Stanis Hulahau, on the 25th of October 2023, requesting a formal response to the allegations. Minister Rosso said a full investigation will be carried out and audit into the arrangement will also take place. Air Niugini apologizes for the disruption to travel plans being experienced by customers, both passenger and cargo, domestic and international. Stated in a press statement by Air Niugini today, the Air Niugini management will not make excuses for the abysmal service levels being experienced of late, but will provide some clarity to ensure that there can be no confusion over the issues being faced by the national carrier. Acting Chief Executive Officer Gary Seddon stated Air Niugini currently has accelerated heavy maintenance programs on its existing fleet. Air Niugini has stated previously that, due to its aging fleet, the airline often struggles to operate more than 55% of its aircraft, which are about 13 planes on any given day. The reason being that there has been little investment in maintenance repair and overhaul over the past decade, and this retooling takes time and capital. With airport infrastructure playing a significant role in ensuring successful execution of flights, therefore, Air Niugini had to modify its operations to accommodate failing runways in Mount Hagen and Rabaul this year. The runway in Mount Hagen is being repaired for the second time this year. This means that Air Niugini is unable to operate a conventional jet service to the city. Other major issues are fuel supply and growing problem with wildlife at airports. Flight cancellations recently were worsened by bird strikes on aircraft. CEO Seddon stated that these issues are being addressed through a collaborative approach by relevant agencies. However, the progress is slow. Air Niugini recently recommenced operations into Wapenamanda, Enga province, and increased the number of jet services into Goroka, Eastern Highlands province. Air Niugini executes more than 70 domestic and international flights every day. National Emtv News continues after the break with more stories. Stay with us. You're watching National Emtv News. The Department of Petroleum and Energy today launched its petroleum sector national content policy in Port Moresby. The minister responsible, Karen Gakua, and Minister for Labour and Employment, Kessie Sawang, officiated the launching ceremony.
Hello.
The main objective of the policy launched today is to provide a framework to address the gaps within the existing regulatory framework by establishing a timely, flexible, and systematic method for incorporating national content opportunities in the life of the petroleum field. This is also providing a clear pathway to the proponents and prospective foreign investors within the sector. Deputy Secretary David Manau, during the launching, acknowledges Minister Kua for providing full support towards the formation of the policy. Minister Kua says the national content is important for the country as a whole that cuts across all sectors, highlighting that this policy is to ensure the country's gas and petroleum projects must see national workforce and service suppliers utilized.
It is our dream. It is our dream as a country, like every other country in the world, that our citizens and our local companies should have maximum opportunities to be able to pitch in and provide the support services that major projects are able to create. And I've had this conversation time and again with everybody, with our developers. In some countries in the world, they pitch very, very high. Others pitch very, very low.
Minister for Labour and Employment, Kessie Sawang, says the Mara Peroso government is very keen on resource nationalization and this national content policy is timely. The minister then called on all sectors to ensure that the nation have laws and policies that must maximize the participation of all citizens.
Very keen on resource nationalization. And this national content policy that we are launching, it's one of the policies where we want our people, we want Papua New Guineans, we want landowners to maximize their benefits from the extraction and development of their resource. And as per our constitution, this must be equally shared among all the people of Papua New Guinea.
According to the minister, the petroleum sector National Content Policy Office is established with the appointment of Mr. Simon Sananke by the NEC as the deputy executive to lead the office. Sharon Engnui, National Emtv News.
The newly appointed Deputy Executive to the Petroleum Sector National Content Office, Mr. Simon Sananke, remained determined to deliver and implement the policy. Sananke made the statement during the official launching of the Petroleum Sector National Content Policy in Port Moresby today.
According to the minister responsible, Karen Gakua, the department and NEC's decision to create the Petroleum Sector National Content Office was an integral part of Papua LNG and all future projects moving forward, and explained the role of the Deputy Executive Director.
Have a director in there whose job, and with the small team attached to him, is to help advise the steering committee for the optimization and maximization of opportunities for business and contracts to our citizen companies, businessmen and women in Papua New Guinea. And the director that's been approved is Simon Sananke. If he is right there, if you can stand up. If you don't know him, that's Simon Sananke.
The newly appointed Executive Director, Mr. Simon Sanange, then acknowledged the government and the Secretary for the appointment.
I take this opportunity to thank Honorable Keragakua, Minister for Petroleum and Energy and leader of National Party member for Sinasena Yongumuk, for having confidence in me and giving me this responsibility. It's a tough task, but I will try give it my best shot to see if I can deliver to its expectations of the government and of its people. And also I'd like to thank the Secretary for Petroleum, David Mana, who's been very supportive, who was pushing for this office to be established, and of course the guest office, the Department of Petroleum staff, and everybody else, stakeholders in this policy.
Mr. Sanange pledged to deliver for the department and the national government's expectations going forward.
For me, I feel that it's an honor to be appointed to this role. I've been CEO since 2011 I left, and I've been out doing my own thing as a private man, and for Minister Kua to see the potential in me, and he believes that I could do. It's a big call. Like I said, you're not walking into a park where it's established. You know, it's a new organization, structurally, everything. So I will try my best to give it, meet the demands of the people and the government and everybody, because everybody's talking about national content. No one has ever implemented it yet. So this is the pioneering one, so it is a big call. So, if I can get it done, then everybody else will follow suit.
Sharon Engnui, National Emtv News.
Samarai Murua District in Milne Bay Province today sworn in 5 committee members to the District Procurement Committee. On hand to witness the occasion was members of the National Procurement Commission, officers from the Samarai Murua District, and a commissioner of oaths to officially commission the officers.
The 5 committee members represent the different sectors of the community in Samarai Murua District. Minister for Tourism, Arts and Culture and member-elect for Samarai Murua, Isil Henry Leonard, congratulated the 5 members of the committee and introduced the members.
Bala, my district DFM, District Finance Manager, Mr. Solowame, as well as the law and order representative, Mr. Kevin Murray. He is a police officer in the district. And with Mr. Mansa, Ronnie Mansa, who is the community representative. And Ms. Atilin Kiran, the women's representative. She's the vice president from the Lowship Women's Association.
Garo Bala, CEO of the DDA, said this today when addressing the newly appointed committee members and members of both the National Procurement Commission and the Office of the Minister.
Hard working you have put into this program successful, and a conducive environment created in this office and a conference room. Also the Minister, your hard-working staff for allowing your conference room to host facilitate this significant program today. Without your support and advice, political leadership, we could not make it to this far. Once again, special thank you to you.
Tamara Agavi, National Emtv News.
Now we take a look at the Nest Fund market report. The Kina closed unchanged at $0.2695 in the interbank market. At Bank South Pacific, your Kina was buying $0.2620 $0.4111 Australian dollars, $0.2407 euro, $0.89 Japanese yen. Looking at commodity prices at New York close, gold is trading higher, coffee closed lower, cocoa closed higher, Copra closed higher, palm oil closed lower, crude oil is trading lower, copper closed higher. On the stock market, the Dow Jones closed lower, the ASX 200 is trading lower, the All Ordinaries is trading lower. National Emtv News continues after the break. Stay with us. You're watching National Emtv News. The 5 officers sworn in today were told to deliver to their district and to practice accountability in their newly appointed roles as committee members of the District Procurement Committee.
Member for Samarai Murua E.C. Henry Leonard challenged the 5 committee members to deliver to their community and be accountable. He went on to explain the importance of the committee
program in terms of engagement of public funds within our threshold limits to make sure that we roll out this program within our limits. Before I proceed with my brief speech, I'd like to thank the Mara Barroso government. In their wisdom, there were amendments made to our procurement law, whereby our threshold limit was actually increased.
Minister Henry Leonard also made mention the new procurement threshold.
The previous threshold limit. So the current government, in its wisdom, made those amendments to those laws whereby this DPC can now procure within that 5 mil limit. And at the same time, too, our CEO can also procure within that, what's the limit again? 1 mil limit. It used to be just 500,000. And now it's gone up to 1 mil for CEO. And then for the DPC, it's gone up to 5 mil. Now we're given that leverage to ensure that we can now act within those laws and limits to ensure that services are delivered fast.
Tamara Agavi, National Emtv News.
National Emtv News continues after the break with Trukai Sports. Stay with us.
Trukai Sports.
Welcome to Trukai Sports. With days counting down to Team PNG's departure for the Pacific Games in Honiara, Trukai Industries today presented a check of over 500,000 kina to Team PNG from its collection from the annual Trukai Fun Run.
The raised funds was part of Team PNG's biggest fundraiser, the Trukai Fun Run. Making the announcement upon the check presentation on behalf of the Trukai Industries CEO Alan Preston was Trukai Industries Marketing Manager Marian Tom.
And the Trukai Fun Run is the largest fundraiser for Team PNG. All the funds and all the shirts, money raised from the shirts sold go towards that year, the international event that Team PNG is participating in. This year is the Pacific Games to the Solomon Islands. And we're very happy to announce that from the sale of the Fun Run shirts, through all of the participation of the Fun Run on the Sunday, the August 20th this year, in about 9-10 locations around PNG, we've been able to raise 502,000 kina, 513 toya from this fundraising.
She acknowledged this funding as a contribution of the country as a whole taking part in the Fun Run. Noting Chukai Industries' legacy partnership for more than 23 years now, the president of the PNG Olympic Committee, Sir John Dawanikura, expressed gratitude, saying that the industry's commitment goes far beyond financial support, as it also shares aspirations of the athletes in Papua New Guinea. Extending this expression of gratitude was Team PNG's chef de mission, Faizina Lalo, who said about 515 participants of Team PNG will benefit from this.
Team PNG is made up of 515 people strong. That's 382 athletes with their coaches, officials, trainers. That's 93, plus the medical and the games management team. So I know I speak for all of them that all this money will go towards our participation in Honiara, so thank you very much.
Lalo also noted that the first lot from Team PNG will leave for Honiara on the 13th of November this year. Natasha Voy, Chukai Sports.
Meanwhile, the PNG Olympic Committee say they are still waiting for the government's proposed financial assistance to Team PNG's preparation for the Pacific Games.
Minister for Sports Don Polia announced and approved 12 million kina allocated for Team PNG to participate in the Pacific Games. However, to date, this fund is yet to be released. This was affirmed by PNG Olympic Committee General Secretary Alvita Rapila, who expressed that Team PNG has a participation budget and a preparation budget, relating that the Chukai's financial support received today was for the participation budget.
This presentation today is for our participation budget. So we have a participation budget of 5.3 million based on the team size to get the team across to the games. Preparation is a separate budget. We've been very fortunate through the partnership we had with Kumul Consolidated Holdings, and I'd also like to acknowledge Kumul Consolidated Holdings, where they came on board in 2021 with their contribution to help prepare Team PNG.
She elaborated that with days counting down to the Pacific Games, Team PNG had received positive responses from corporate industries and business houses.
It's a big team. Budget was quite significant. We did put our submission to government, and we are working with the PNG Sports Foundation right up to this very hour to secure the government grant. It is a very big team. It's the country's team, made up of 21 sports, and across 21 sports you have men's team, women's team, mixed teams. So you would have over almost 30 or so plus teams across all sports. So we're not talking just sports, we're talking teams also within those sports.
Earlier this year, the Minister for Sports Don Polia said a funding of 12 million kina is allocated for the Pacific Games for Team PNG. 5 million kina will be for the preparations and 7 million kina will go towards Team PNG's participation. The 12 million kina was a revised fund from the PNG Sports Foundation's proposed budget of 16 million kina for the Pacific Games. Natasha Voy, Chukai Sports.
It was a disappointing finish for the PNG side, desperate. Despite the home crowd advantage, Fiji Bati defeated Kumuls on home soil. Head coach Justin Holbrook, who said the team will work towards next week's game.
The Pacific Test match saw PNG Kumuls at 16 points as Fiji Bati dominated with 43 points. With such an advantage for Bati, Kumuls head coach Justin Holbrook note that an improvement for the Kumuls to work on is speed.
Difference in play, the ball speed was enormous, so they were just rolling down the field, and it took us forever to get up, and that's something that we've got to fix for next week.
The head coach for PNG Kumuls also notes that Olam will sit out the next match as well. Sharing similar sentiments to the head coach on improvements by the PNG Kumuls is PNG Kumuls captain Kyle Leibert.
It's just our discipline. We're aggressive as we always are, but yeah, we're giving away silly penalties and just made ourselves defend too much as well with stupid errors and stuff like that. So it's always going to be hard when you don't have the ball. And, yeah, I think it's something we're going to work on.
Labour said the boys were distraught over the turnout and will work hard for next week. Meanwhile, Fiji Bati captain Tumi Kamikamika said his team solely focused on their game plan till full time.
That is our main focus. We just focus on us, to be honest, during the week because we got heaps of young players. I was just telling them the more individually can do their job is going to make it easy for everyone. So that's been our main focus individually. If you can narrow your focus in the game, in attack and defence, everything will fall into place.
The coming weekend will see the finals of the Men's Pacific Cup match in Hamilton, New Zealand, and the finals of the Men's Pacific Bowl tournament in Port Moresby at the Santos Stadium on the 5th of November. Natasha Voy, Trukai Sports.
Trukai Sports continues after the break. Stay with us.
Trukai Sports.
This weather update is proudly brought to you by MoneyPlus, with you always.
The weather forecast for the next 24 hours. In the southern region, Port Moresby City, rain showers or drizzles tonight, then cloudy. Daru and Kerema, rain drizzles tonight, then cloudy. Alatau, cloudy tonight with morning showers or drizzles. Popondetta, rain showers or drizzles and possible thunderstorms tonight, then cloudy. In the Momase region, Ley City, rain showers and possible thunderstorms tonight, then cloudy. Madang, rain showers or drizzles tonight, then cloudy. Wewak and Vanimo, rain showers or drizzles with possible thunderstorms tonight, then cloudy morning. In the New Guinea Islands region, Lorengau, cloudy with morning rain drizzles and possible thunderstorms. Kavieng, rain showers or drizzle tonight and cloudy. Kokopo and Rabaul, partly cloudy with morning brief showers. Kimbe, partly cloudy with possible morning shower or two. Buka, rain showers and thunderstorms tonight, then cloudy. In the Highlands region, Mount Hagen City, rain showers and possible thunderstorms tonight, then morning fog. Goroka, Kundiawa, Mendi and Wabeg, rain showers or drizzles tonight, then morning fog.
The weather update was proudly brought to you by MoneyPlus, with you always.
And that wraps up the news, sports and weather for Monday, the 30th of October 2023. From all of us here, pleasant viewing. Good night.
This news program was proudly brought to you by Paradise Foods, celebrating 90 years in PNG.